good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Me First TV. My name is Patricia Romero-Wolfson, and I am a coach and energy practitioner who helps people simplify transformation through the Me First method, which I developed over 12 years ago. And I have used this method with clients and personally to move through challenging times. And we are in challenging times, aren't we? So we could certainly use some tips or strategies, some life hacks. I don't know about hacks, sort of, but everything that I personally use and that I have used with my clients, I share here on this show. So if you have not done so yet, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Me First TV and just ding that notification bell so that you know when I'm going live. And please spread the word to anyone who you think may use this information or may want to watch what I talk about here on the show. So let's talk today. We live in an action-driven society where your value appears to increase the harder you work and the more you sacrifice yourself. Hooray! Although I am all for hard work, the idea that we need to push through everything to prove our worth is where I see a dire need for change in how we function as a society. It is not sustainable the way we have structured things. And it is just so unbelievably apparent right now that we have been pushed way beyond our limits and people are falling apart and people are mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausted. We are conditioned to ignore our body's need for rest, right? We're told to suck it up no matter what. And listen, there's times to do that, but we are literally trained to just never mind what's going on unless you have physically been stopped by some sort of an ailment, right? We are conditioned to ignore our mind's need for peace, right? If you just need peace, if you just want quiet, like meditation has become a thing to do because we don't know how to do nothing. Therefore, we've had to name things like mindfulness and meditation, which used to just be potentially boredom. Okay? And we've been conditioned to ignore our soul's need for play. That creativity that we are born with, wanting to draw or write or sing or just have fun, that's pushed out of us as we go through the school system and we are told to not waste our time with childish things anymore. But here's the secret. The childish things, the play, is how you manifest. It is how you move through the world and get what you want. And by the way, even if it's not how you get what you want, if you are doing your best to bring in rest, peace, and play into your life, well, that sounds like a pretty good life to me. I mean, regardless of anything else, that sounds like a fulfilling life, right? But those things that we're conditioned to ignore, our body's need for rest, our mind's need for peace, our soul's need for play, we are only allowed to pay attention to it, right? We're only allowed to play. We're only allowed to have fun. We're only allowed to, really delve into our freedom and abundance when we have so much money that we no longer feel guilty and we feel like we've earned the right to frolic in our abundance. Think about the last time you took a vacation, right? I'm sure you felt really good when you took that vacation, but leading up to it, counting, making sure you had enough money, making sure you're doing the right thing. Maybe you don't go on vacation very often, so it's this coveted thing, right? To go on vacation, it's this coveted thing. And we work every day, 9 to 5 or whatever your work schedule is. I mean, working from home. And with the introduction of social media and being accessible 24 hours a day, we are always working. We are not relaxing. We do not know how to relax, right? And we're trying so hard to do whatever we can to make money. And the unfortunate truth is not everyone will be able to create a life that justifies enjoyment in the way that I described, which is, work really hard, you make money, and then you can enjoy your life, right? Not everybody is going to be able to make enough money to then retire and enjoy travel for the rest of their days, right? Not everybody is going to have the conditions in their life or the ability to travel, regardless of whether or not they have the money. We don't know what's coming in the future. Take it from me. Our life throws you some curveballs, all right? So what happens? What happens now, right? Do we just hunker down and ride out the next 3, 5, or 10 years, right? Because the truth is that everybody right now is having trouble just making ends meet with this economic climate. I'm not typically, I don't typically talk about, politics or economics. It's certainly not things that I feel comfortable talking about all the time, but I can see, like everybody else, right? Food prices are skyrocketing, house prices are skyrocketing. People cannot afford to live the life that we've been told we should be able to live. If you work hard and you save your money, you can buy a house and you can make a living, right? Yeah, we could do that. We could do that like 30 years ago, but people now are not being able to do it. There are certainly millennials are struggling with that. I'm in the Gen X crew, and even us, my husband and I, we didn't buy a house until we were in our 40s, right? I was in my late 30s. He was in his early 40s, but still, okay. That's just my example. And he was a pediatrician. So, I know that it's got to be hard out there for everybody right now, right? So what are we supposed to do? Just work and work and work and hope for the best? No, not if I can help it. Okay, I'm not the coach that's going to teach you how to make 6 figures online or teach you a side hustle to support your family. That's not what I do. I am the coach to help you practice integrating your core values, your aspirations, and your day-to-day life, right? You have to connect those things. And whether or not you achieve all the abundance that you all deserve, you need to make the best out of your life right now. Because guess what? Now is all there is. That's it. We only have now. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about how to align your actions to your intentions and even to your dream life, all right? But first, let's do our little me first ritual and say hello if you're here, if you're watching, whether you're live or if you're coming on later. Please say hi, and don't forget to subscribe at Me First TV. Go right onto YouTube. And if you have not yet downloaded your free gift, the Me First TV guide with simple transformation practices, go right ahead. Go into the description and just click on that link. You can download it, and it includes everything that I really talk about and cover here, such as how to calibrate your energy, the Me First Moments ritual that we will do together, a quick GPS activity so you can figure it out, your daily ABCs, which I will be covering tomorrow, and a simple guide to managing stress. So you go ahead and download that now for free. And in the meantime, let us start our routine. Oh, hi, Marlene. How are you? Happy Mother's Day, my friend. I hope you had a lovely day yesterday. Okay, so we're going to light our candle. You can light my candle. All right, I do. I sing that song every time, and I don't care. I'm a creature of habit. Welcome to my habits. Okay. All right, so I've lit the candles. All right, we'll do a little essential oil. Oh, let's see. What do we have today? Sure, I'm going to use a line from doTERRA today. Nothing wrong with a little alignment in the morning. That's quite appropriate for today. Yes, thank you. I did too. I had a very nice afternoon. I went to lunch with my mother-in-law, which was awesome, and then went out to dinner with the rest of the family, which was very nice. Thank you. Okay, so let's go. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. And how we're going to do this, and we just do a quick little routine to just ground ourselves, set ourselves up. And I do this with you to remind you every single day how you can get yourself back into your body, back into your own space, right? when we get overwhelmed, stressed out, when we need to make decisions and we're just feeling disconnected from the world, you got to bring yourself back to yourself. And so this quick little exercise that we do every morning is just one way to do that. So we take 3 deep breaths. You begin with breathing through your nose and you breathe in for 5. You hold for 5 seconds and then you exhale through your mouth, right? You can think of it as breathing in the flowers and then blowing out the candles, right? Just like you would tell a little kid, or at least that's how I used to tell my boys. Smell the flowers and blow out the candles. But we're going to take a little bit longer. That inhale takes 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, and then release for 10. We're going to do that 3 times and help increase our capacity for breath. Oi, Rodrigo! Olá, meu amor, como é que estás? Tão bom te ver aqui. Olá, adoro-te. Okay. Okay, here we go. Ready? Deep breath in. Hold. And release. Okay, do that one more time. Breathe in. Hold for 5. And release for 10. Ok, last breath. Estás a suspiro comigo também, Rodrigo? My good friend Rodrigo Leal, ladies and gentlemen, breathing along with us. I'm loving it. If you know who he is, then you know he's with us and probably very good at breathing, actually. He's got incredible lung capacity because he's a great, amazing singer. All right, mais uma vez, one more time. 5 seconds, breathe in, hold it, and then release for 10. And hold. And release. Okay, now we do a little stretching together. Estás a assistir, estás? Ótimo. Okay, so now we do a little stretching, and we do this because we want to release the tension. We want to release any stuck, stagnant energy, any tension, any pain that you might be feeling. We want to release that. Okay, we want to just get it out, and then eventually we're going to shake it out, okay? You know, the longer you can do this, of course, it will be more effective for your body. But in the meantime, even just a little bit that we do together is excellent. And now we shake it out. We shake it out, and we just release that energy, right? And we just give it to Mother Nature and ask her to transmute it into something useful for the universe, because we don't need it, because it's shit. That's twice I've hit my hand. Okay. Whew. Okay. And of course, instead of stretching, if you can do yoga, and instead of shaking, if you can dance, even better. It's amazing. Okay. All right, here we go. Oop, I'm showing the comments. Okay. Here we go. Now we're going to say a little prayer, and we're going to call in our spiritual support team and ask them to watch over us today and help us set our intentions, as we do every day. And if you have your own prayer you'd like to say, or simply sit in silence and set your intention, that's great too. All right, here we go. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, my love, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of love and light connect with your, May the highest vibration of infinite consciousness connect with your higher self and release any and all things that do not serve you. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Thank you, thank you, thank you for helping us to embody our intentions for the day and helping us to raise our collective vibration for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. Whew, okay. Guys, I'm feeling warm. I don't know, the channeling's coming through or something. It is hot in here. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get to serious business. All right. I want to ask you 3 questions. And I want you to jot your answers in the comments. I mean, I would really like you to jot your answers in the comments, but if not, just jot them down in your journal or for yourself. I want you to answer these questions, okay? Number 1, now I want you to use adjectives, okay, like specifically feeling words to describe what your day-to-day feels like right now, okay? And if you can, please put it in your comments, right? Your day-to-day, what does it feel like, right? Describe it. So for me, while you guys are thinking about yourselves, I can tell you that my day-to-day feels hectic. My day-to-day feels stressful. My day-to-day feels overwhelming. Doesn't sound great. When I think about when I'm doing my show, my day-to-day also feels productive. It feels hopeful. It feels, I don't know. Think about it and write it down, right? Write down. Okay. Feel free to share them. Rodrigo, entendeste a pergunta? Ok? Se pode descrever o teu dia. Descreve o teu dia com palavras de como tu sentes. Não, palavras de sentimento. I don't know, é correto dizer isso? Provavelmente. Ok? Mas se tu quiseres participar também, pensa no teu dia a dia e quais é que são as palavras que vêm à cabeça? Como é que tu te sentes no teu dia a dia? Quais são umas das palavras que tu sentes no teu dia a dia? Right? Let me know. Right? So if you speak Portuguese, then and that was better for you guys, then answer the question as well, all right? So we're talking about what your day-to-day life feels like right now. Ansioso. Opa, isso é, okay. Anxious. That ansioso, for those of you who are looking at the comments in one translation, produtivo. Sim, produtivo também. Também sinto essa. Okay? All right, so now that you've written down the adjectives and your feeling words for your day-to-day and how it feels like. Esperançoso. Yeah, for sure. I want to ask you a second question, okay? So I have some of the examples here. Thank you. Obrigada, Rodrigo, por a tua participação aqui. Ansioso, produtivo, esperançoso, which is anxious, productive, hopeful, and creative. Okay, so we'll go with those words. Those are beautiful words. All right, so number 2, when you daydream about your life, right? So not in your day-to-day what you're living, but when you're daydreaming about the future of what dreams you have for the future, what does that look like? Okay, I want you to think about what that looks like, what you daydream about, and I want you to use adjectives to describe what that feels like. So in your mind, when you think about your future, what does that feel like? What are some words that you can use? What are some adjectives that you can use to describe what your life feels like when you dream about it, right? And I can tell you that I dream about traveling, and that makes me feel excited. I dream about, doing talks on stage, and that makes me feel powerful. I dream about financial freedom and abundance, and that also makes me feel powerful, and it makes me feel spacious because I don't feel pressure. Think about that. So what does your dream feel like when you think about it? Even if you're thinking about you and your friends hanging out on yachts and on the beach all day, what does that feel like? Does that feel, does that feel freeing? Does it feel, do you feel like vitality? Think of those words. I want you to really think about the words. Rodrigo, estás a dizer colocando minha fé em dia. É necessário, certamente, fazer isso, right? Which is getting your faith in order. Okay, so now I want you to go and think que esteja cheio de saúde. Sim. Isso é para o futuro, que esteja cheio de saúde. Espero que sim. All right, so healthy. realizado profissionalmente. Yeah. Oh, Rodrigo, tu já estás realizado profissionalmente. I hope you realize that. Just letting you know. And think about that, guys. Like, I really want you to think about sometimes what we want for our future. And this is really what what we want to bring it to, and what I want to bring your attention to is I want you to look at what you wrote about in your dream life, the words that you used to describe how you felt when thinking about your dream life. And I want you to ask yourself, if there are things, if you feel those things about your current life in certain ways, in certain situations, okay? So, rodeado de amor, espero que tu esteja rodeado de amor agora, não é? So, agora eu quero que tu penses nestas palavras, nestes sentimentos, colocando a tua fé em dia, esteja cheio de saúde, realizado profissionalmente e rodeado de amor. E pensa se tu tens alguns destas situações, desses sentimentos, se isso ocorre agora na tua vida, neste momento, right? So, what I want you to think about is what feelings from your dream life exist right now, and maybe in different ways. When I think about hopeful, which I said I feel in my day-to-day when I'm doing my show, hopeful is a feeling that, that definitely resonates with what I want to feel in the future. I always want to feel hopeful. I always want to feel like I'm growing, that there's more, right? I always want to feel powerful, right? And then I used powerful to describe the future for myself, but I need to also remind myself and think right now, where do I feel powerful now? When I show up fully in my authentic self, I feel powerful, right? And I want you to go through those feelings, those descriptions that you used for your dream life. And I want you to think, when do you feel that way right now, right? In your current life, when do you feel, taking Rodrigue's example, right? When do you feel full of health? What is happening in your life when you feel healthy? When do you feel like you've arrived professionally, that you have achieved professional success, right? That's one of the descriptions, right? When in your life right now do you feel surrounded by love? And I want you to take note and think where in your life right now you are experiencing the things that you dream of for the future. And it's very important that you acknowledge how it exists in your life right now, because understanding that it does exist in your life right now and being able to double down on how it exists in your life and being able to replicate it in your current state, in your present moment, regardless of who you are, what you have or what you don't have, or what you've achieved or haven't achieved, if you can incorporate that feeling, those feelings, every single one that you envision, that you dream of for your future, it is your responsibility to bring it into the present. And that's what this is about today. This is what we're talking about in terms of embodying, right? And aligning your actions. You want to embody the feelings and align your actions to bring you closer to that feeling, right? So if you're looking for, I had said that there's things in the future that I feel powerful, right? So then I need to think about powerful and think, how can I make myself feel powerful today? What can I do in achieving my dream life right now? What powerful action can I take to move forward? Because when I think about aligned action, the alignment comes in the feeling. It is in recognizing what you want. It is recognizing how you want it, which is connected, right? What you want, let's say you want power. You want to feel powerful, right? I used powerful, right? You want to feel powerful. I have to acknowledge how I already am powerful. And then I have to choose powerful steps, powerful actions to move forward. And that is the intention that I need to infuse into the actions that I take moving forward. Okay? So I want you to think about, okay, I want the adjectives that you use to describe your current life and your dream life that don't line, that is where you need to practice, right? So I want you to, don't even worry about the words that don't match. I want you to think about the words that do match, because what I want you to know is that you are closer than you think to the life that you want. Because if you can embody now, take action now with the same feeling, with the same focus, with the same intention that you want to live your life, then you are taking aligned action that is in the path of where you want to go. And not just that, the path will be filled with experiences that embody that feeling, not just you waiting for you to get what you want at the end. Because the idea is we don't know when the end is going to come. We only know what life looks like in this moment today. So if you want to feel powerful, go do something powerful today. If you want to feel abundant, go do something abundant today. If you want to feel special or gracious or vitality, whatever you want to feel, you go and you make that happen for yourself today. You take an action that's going to bring you closer to whatever it is that you want right now. Okay, and we're going to do a little something together, and we're going to say a little prayer and set an intention. So while I read the little comments over here, I want you to think about today. I want you to pick one feeling word that you use to describe your dream life, and I want you to set that as the intention for today. Okay, so think about what word you want. Acho que já tenho todas essas palavras hoje na minha vida, mas gostava de tirar essa ansiedade dentro de mim e gostaria de renovar mais e melhor a minha fé. Entendo completamente. É isto, a prática que eu falo todos os dias é a maneira que a gente renova a nossa fé, porque nós temos que alinhar as nossas intenções e as nossas ações, e o foco tem que ser mesmo nisso, alright? A chave reside em duas palavras: amor, fé e família. Certamente, right? So the key, as my friend is saying, resides in two words: love and faith and family, which I completely agree. O foco e continuar o caminho, nunca desistir, é acordar todos os dias com a vontade e a vitalidade de fazer melhor. Absolutely, certamente, é isso que eu sinto também, é isso que eu faço o melhor possível todos os dias, e é o que eu estou sempre aqui a encorajar todos para fazerem a mesma coisa. Eu estou a ver que é 3 palavras. Okay, so, here we are. I'm enjoying my little conversation with my friend Rodrigo. But for anybody who's watching and listening, I want you to really think about this for yourself. And you may be embodying those things that you want. And as our friend Rodrigo pointed out, right, you may still have anxiety. You may have all the things that you want out of your life, but you may still also feel overwhelmed and also feel anxiety and also feel fear or uncertainty in the future, because we live in a very uncertain time. But that being said, I want to help you shift your focus and shift your practice into embodying the things that are important to you. You can never just, anxiety, frustration, stress, those things don't just disappear. They will be with you potentially, if that's your nature, to have anxiety or to have stress or to have overwhelm. And it's society's nature for us to feed into those feelings, and that's okay. That's how we're doing it. But the idea is to shift the focus. The idea is to, every time you feel a little bit anxious or scared or worried, is to acknowledge that feeling and say, what can I do to shift it into the direction that I want? Usando o teu exemplo, Rodrigo, vamos da ansiedade e como é que podemos tornar o nosso foco para amor. So, tirar o foco da ansiedade e como é que podemos trazer mais amor, ou mais fé, ou mais família. Como é que nós podemos sentir mais conectados com essas coisas que são importantes para nós, right? So how can we connect with the things that are much more important to us? You're getting a bilingual show today, guys. Hope you enjoy it. All right. So what I want to do is I want to set an intention together, and I want to say a prayer together. And if you want to just listen, you go right ahead. Or you can say your own thing. But this, I believe, will set the intention for the day, and I want to do this together because I think it would be helpful. All right? Here we go. Thank you to my spiritual support team for helping me to embody that feeling of, and I want you to fill in the blank. What is that feeling that you want more than anything? Okay? So I am going to ask for power because it seemed to have come up. I want to feel powerful today. So thank you to my spiritual support team for helping me to embody the feeling of power in my day today. Thank you for nudging me in the direction of, fill in the blank for yourself, power, whenever I feel disconnected. Thank you for sending me the signs and synchronicities that I need to bring clarity and ease so I may walk in the path of my future in the present with your love and support. All is possible. Thank you. So be it, and so it is. Okay, so before we wrap it up today, é grande exercício. Gostaste, Rodrigo? Ok, eu vou tirar um cartão, because I love to do this. I'm going to pull a card and just see what Spirit has to say. I'm running a little behind, so I have to finish soon. Let's see what Spirit has to say about how to get Spirit's take on how to get into alignment. So what message does Spirit want to share with us on how to get into alignment with the word, with the life that we want most? How can we get into alignment, Spirit? Give us your little message for today, or at least how can we do it for today? Because I'm sure there's a million ways to do it. That's what this whole show is about, is us trying to get into alignment and practice being in alignment and practice, feeling the way we want to feel every day as much as possible. Okay, and here we go. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Oops. Okay. Okay. All right. So the card that we pulled today is the One Ring Circus. All right. What is the One Ring Circus? That is what life feels like, I would say, definitely. Okay. So this is the number 15. So if the number 15 means something to you, take a look at that. I want you to look at the picture. É assim que eu acho que a tua vida, se calhar, sente-se bocadinho assim, não é? Como One Ring Circus. And really, a One Ring Circus, it's like you're managing everything. You're juggling everything. You're just like kind of like in the mix, right? So what is the message? The message for me, what comes through for me is that it all goes through you, right? You are the circus master, which means you get to decide which acts go on when, which acts don't go on, right? You are in charge of the show, right? Rodrigo, isto é mesmo perfeito para ti, não é? Porque tu estás encarregue do show, do espetáculo, e isto é uma mensagem a dizer que tu é que estás encarregue desse espetáculo, right? Like you're in charge of the show and the show is yours. How you show up, what you do when you show up, the actions that you take, the people around you, what you accept, right? In your life situation, you are in charge, okay? So let me see what Colette Baron Reed, who wrote this deck, says about this card, okay? Here we go. You are capable and competent. Tu és competente, vês? Se tu tens alguma dúvida, a carta está a dizer que tu és competente. Portanto, não tens de te preocupar, okay? The cards say you're competent. All right. Independence is key now as you step into your journey today. Others may not have the vision or resources that you need. Recognize that all the wisdom you've acquired along the way makes you particularly competent, capable of moving forward with assurance. Self-reliance is important. Another aspect to consider is creating and maintaining clear boundaries between you and another. Be discerning about your partnerships at this time. When you know who you are and have a healthy sense of where you end and others begin, you're able to enter into the best kind of relationships and will attract people who mirror back your wholeness. Interdependent relationships are always mutually supportive, stimulating, and transformative. You can achieve anything at this time. I mean, amazing. I love this card, right? And here's what's important. Because the question that we wanted to ask is how to get into alignment. And the most important message is that in order for you to get into alignment, you are in charge, right? You can listen to other people and you can take into consideration their advice, their experiences, all those things. But at the end of the day, you are the one that is guiding the ship. You're the driver. You have to decide where you're going, how you're getting there, what stuff you're bringing in the car with you, and who gets to ride with you. You decide. And so if you look around and you're like, I don't like the people I'm bringing on this trip, I'm not connected to where we're going anymore, and I certainly don't like driving so fast that I can't see the scenery, then it's time for you to sit down and reconsider your trip and reconsider what you have with you and what you have brought with you and who is surrounding you, right? Because all of that will factor into where you're headed, right? If you have somebody in the car with you that's constantly telling you to go a different way, you're not going to enjoy your ride, and you'll probably end up somewhere where you don't want to go. You are the driver. You are the pilot of your life. You have to make those decisions and set the boundaries accordingly. Because if you don't do it, you're just going to end up doing and living life on someone else's term. And then you'll get to the end of your life and be like, oh man, I didn't do anything I wanted to do because I kept trying to make everybody else feel seen and heard and do what they want. We all have to do what we want and then connect with the people who like to do what we want to do too. I mean, isn't that just a picture perfect description of a happy, fun life? Is if you get to do the things you want to do with people who also want to do those things? I don't know, it sounds pretty perfect to me. So I need to find myself some traveling buddies and start getting some speaking gigs around the world. Rodrigo, hook me up, honey. I want to come to Portugal. Oh, well, tu já sabes que eu venho para Portugal este verão. Mas yes, I am going to Portugal this summer. Not to do a speaking gig, just going on vacation. But, you know, if a speaking gig shows up while I'm there, I'm not going to say no. All right. So thank you for joining me today. I'm going to wrap it up. Rodrigo, sim, estamos sempre no comando. Olha, muito obrigada por estar aqui comigo hoje. Te amo muito, muito, muito. I love you all. I will be back tomorrow, and we will be talking about the ABCs, which if you don't know what they are, you're going to like it. And it's also going to be tough because practice can be tough sometimes, but together we'll make it fun.